it's nearly Christmas, so you know, have a great Christmas when it arrives. I thought I'd do the 12 Terrors of Christmas. So this isn't a ranking video, it's just a recommendations video of 12 Christmas themed scary movies, scary films, horror films for the festive season. I've got a pile of 12. I do have more in my collection, but I've picked out 12 specific ones. There's some really well-known heavy hitters in there, and there's also some sort of like, you know, more, if you will, lower key ones, and we'll start with one of those. So I'll take that over to the area where I'm gonna talk about it, and that is Silent Night. I haven't seen this one for a couple of years. It's got Malcolm McDowell in there and some other people, not so well-known actors, I don't think. It's got a little tagline there: he knows who's been naughty. So this is quite gory. I don't know if it is literally a remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's got nothing to do with it, and it's not the same storyline or about Billy or whatnot. But it's basically about a killer Santa on a rampage through a town, and the cops are trying to figure out who's doing it and track him down and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty good as far as gore's concerned. I didn't love it or anything, but it's got Malcolm McDowell in there, who's a great actor, and I enjoy it. I watched it once. Might have to stick it on again this year. So there's the snowman, ready for some festivities. And also, better watch out. Now this one's pretty good. It's about a babysitter babysitting this like younger teen boy, and basically an intruder comes, and it has a big twist in the film. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it. I think it's a good festive one. You know, it captures the Christmas atmosphere quite nicely, with there being snow around, and when the girl's driving at the beginning of the film, you have her like going past carolers and things, and the house is decorated very festively. Yeah, better watch out. Pretty decent one. It's got a good twist in there. Sort of a home invasion thriller with a twist. Keep you on your toes a little bit, that one. Good Christmas one. Absolute classic here that everybody knows really, and that's Gremlins from Joe Dante, that is, directed it. Haven't seen Gremlins 2 for a minute, and I haven't seen this one either for a couple of years. But yeah, I've even got the festive cover. Don't have the 4K of this one because I heard the transfer wasn't really that good, so I thought I'd stick with the Blu Ray, as I got this at an incredible price. I think I paid like a couple of pounds for it, in mint condition, pre-owned. It's got Feel Festive on it there. It's got the gremlin bursting out of a Christmas present. Yeah, little critters. You got Mugwai and the Gizmo. Yeah, feed them after midnight and they turn into these guys and go on some crazy antics. They get up to some crazy antics, go on a crazy rampage and start like tearing shit up. Yeah, Gremlins, good fun. Don't have to talk too much about that one. I'll give a little bit of time to this one. So it's from the same director as Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. It's The Killing Tree. I think he did this film before, and I enjoyed it, and I thought it was quite a bit better than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Yeah, there's some meandering moments in there that are a little slow and things, you know, with some of the dramatics with the young women and stuff. And it's about these killers, this couple. I assume they're a couple anyway. It's a sort of middle-aged man and a more middle-aged to elderly woman who go on a rampage, who think like society's lost its kind of way. So they go around trying to like make a name for themselves as these killers. Obviously they hide their identity and no one knows who they are, but then obviously the chap murders this young woman's family, mum and dad, and he gets killed, and then he's resurrected by his accomplice, and uses a Christmas tree as a vessel, but it's an accident, so he ends up as a moving Christmas tree. The idea is slightly likened to Trees, which is a short which you can get on YouTube, which is very good. It's called Trees, I believe. And it's about inanimate objects, Christmas trees being having consciousness, and they sort of take revenge on human beings. This has got that idea of, you know, a Christmas tree killing people, but it's a whole different ball game, if you will. It's a whole different kettle of fish, as it's a spirit of a killer using a Christmas tree as a vessel. And the effects are a little corny, you know, it's got some CGI in there, but it works on a corny level. It's very cheesy and stuff, but captures the Christmas atmosphere quite nicely at the party. The idea of the killer Christmas tree's fun. Like, he does sprout big like legs and gigantic arms and like picks people up. It's all CGI and like crushes them and rips them apart in gruesome fashion. But I enjoyed it. Basically, it's fun. Is it a good film? Not really. It's really silly. But I enjoyed it more than Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I thought it didn't take itself as serious. That one doesn't necessarily take itself too serious, but this one doesn't at all, really. Maybe slightly in some areas with the young woman. Her sort of trauma she's gone through from losing her parents. They try and like hit on that note a little bit. But otherwise, as far as the killing's concerned with the tree, a lot of fun. I watched this last Friday and I did enjoy it. There's some little shots from the film. There's the sort of arms that he sprouts as a Christmas tree. It's got some, you know, and it's got some funny dialogue in there. He kills a blonde woman and calls her like a bin and stuff, like you bin, and like hangs her with Christmas lights. It's pretty fun. Here we have The Lodge, which is set at Christmas time. It's like a sort of mysterious, like psychological thriller, one of these sort of like artsy, like, you know, more modern style films from about 2019 maybe. It's about a woman who's with her new guy and family, husband or whatever, or partner. He has younger kids, well, like teenagers, and things are getting strange as they go to stay in this cabin in the snow. Now, I don't want to reveal too much, but it's one of those sort of head trippy, a bit psychological and things like that. But that's The Lodge. It's got a good sort of atmosphere. It's set out in the snow in the middle of nowhere. Have Krampus here. It's not the nice Scream Factory 4K. It's just an standard Blu Ray. But nonetheless, there's Krampus. It's about the old legend, you know. I think it's a German folklore. The Christmas devil comes and delivers some scary carnage at Christmas. Yeah, that about sums it up, really. This family are terrorised by Krampus and his magic. Brings some toys to life who try and go on a killing spree, and you've got the scene with all the gingerbread man. It's really fun. Same director as Trick or Treat, so you're in good hands there. But that's Krampus from, I believe that's from 2015. I think most people will know that. And one that might sort of be a bit divisive, but I think it's really good, is Black Christmas from 2006, the remake. So this is a remake of the first film. They go a little bit more into detail with Billy's story. As you know, you have the character of Billy in the original Black Christmas, who's quite mysterious, and not too much is revealed in that original film. But in this one, they go all out and show you his backstory in like violent fashion, and why he's become a killer and terrorizing the sorority house, all the women. And yeah, just goes into more detail with Billy. It's a really good film, I think. It's a really good, it captures the Christmas sort of atmosphere nicely. It's got good atmosphere, not quite got the sort of like slow tension building atmosphere of the original, but it's a bit more balls to the wall, if you will. It's a bit more all out chaos, a little bit more violent than the original, as it's quite a violent one. It's got more backstory on the character of Billy, so it's more violent, more backstory, bloodier kills, more kills, some like story, parts of the story have been added at the end, so there's different stuff. It's how you do a remake, really, like what they did with like TCM and things like that, and Last House on the Left. You know, take the original concept but do your own thing, and that's what they've done with this 2006 Black Christmas remake. It follows the core beats of the original but also does its own thing, basically. And if you not seen it before and you're looking for a good like Christmas slasher, I would recommend this. Don't compare it to the original, just see it as canon in the franchise. Just think, yeah, at least we get to see Billy's backstory and stuff like in detail. I really like it. The 2019 one is garbage, as everybody knows. That is a pathetic attempt at a Black Christmas film. It's got nothing to do with it. At least with the 2006 one, they actually have Billy in it, who's the character from the original, and you know, it's about the sorority house and stuff. Although it is about a sorority in the 2019 one, it's just utter garbage and doesn't make a lot of sense. Utter crap, that one. I just thought I'd mention that rubbish. No offence to the people who made it or anything. I'm sure they're just acting in the film and stuff and doing their job, but I think a lot of people are quite sour and try and forget that Black Christmas, because I did give it a chance and watched it and I thought it was terrible. So it's more on the creators who wrote it and thought of the storyline, because it's pretty bad. Anyway, on to a brilliant one, Christmas Evil from 88 Films. Got the nice slip. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. Crazy film. About a guy, works in a toy factory basically. Obsessed with the idea of being Santa Claus, so he turns himself into Santa Claus. goes out Christmas Eve, I think it is, or a little bit before maybe. Pretty sure it's Christmas Eve. Goes out, accidentally gets involved in some mischief and starts killing people without really intending to be a murderer, because he's crazy and pretty insane. And it goes from there, and it's got a wild ending. The ending's a little bit like, is this real or isn't it? So I'll just pop them up there. We're getting down. Another brilliant one, 1984 slasher. That's the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, the first film in the series of 5. And obviously it's got there, he knows when you've been naughty. Yeah, I love this film, one of my favourites. Can't wait to get it on this year. I'll be watching, I probably won't watch number 2 because half of it's a recap of the first film. I might just watch the second half of number 2. Then I'm on to that Vestron video set with 3, 4 and 5. Because I ordered it last year, if you've probably heard me say before, and it didn't arrive till January this year. So I thought, you know what, I'll keep that in the seal and I'll save it till next Christmas. So I have got those to watch. I may even do a Silent Night, Deadly Night ranking out of all 5 of them, you know, just for a little like 5-10 minute video or something. Yeah, Billy sees some traumatic events when he's younger, sees his parents killed by a guy dressed as Santa Claus, Father Christmas. He grows up with problems in an institutionalized, if you will, being taken in a young boys' home, being taken care of by nuns. When he gets older, he gets a job in a toy shop. He snaps on Christmas Eve, puts on the Santa Claus outfit, and goes on a chaotic rampage, bloodthirsty killing spree. And it goes from there, really, and it's pretty crazy. It's good stuff, some great kills. Love the scene with the sled where the young guys are sledding and one of them's waiting at the bottom of the snowy hill. Billy comes out while he's going down on his sled. The one who's actually coming down. Billy comes out from the bushes and the trees, decapitates him, and then the guy waiting at the bottom sees his friend coming and obviously realises he's been decapitated. Yeah, it's a great film, Silent Night, Deadly Night. One of the best Christmas horror films, easily, in my opinion. So we're down to the final 3. What did I select? We'll just go with Black Christmas, actually. It's no particular order, it's not a ranking. So watch this again for like the 5th time the other night, not in a row, every year sort of thing. Fantastic film, lots of tension, lots of atmosphere, captures the festive season great. It's directed by Bob Clark. He did other films like Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, and A Christmas Story, which is not a horror, which I have yet to watch. I do have that on digital, so I'm going to watch that this year. But anyway, this is Bob Clark's Black Christmas. Fantastic proto-slasher, one of the films that's sort of responsible for birthing like the slasher craze, like influencing Halloween and stuff, I assume, and all that. Great film, some great performances. It's quite funny. You got the character of Barb, who gets drunk and like comes out with some really funny lines and stuff. She meets an fatal demise eventually, but yeah, it's got some good kills in there. They do cut away a bit with the kills. It's not overly bloody, but it's very creepy with the phone calls where he keeps phoning the girls at the sorority, and I think he's speaking to the character Jess quite a lot. She's on the phone, she answers the phone like hello in like a really like posh sort of accent, and then the killer's making all these weird noises and squealing, and then he's crying like a baby sometimes, and the police try to track it down, and a young girl gets found dead. One of their friends goes missing and she's been killed, and she's in the attic like that, so I'm not really spoiling it because it's on the cover. She's been had cling film plastic suffocated with that and wrapped up in a rocking chair with that expression of terror throws on her face. Yeah, just a great thriller, great like horror movie, great atmospheric thriller for Christmas. Probably the best Christmas horror film, Black Christmas. I would vouch for that. Phenomenal film. Don't really need to say too much more about that. Might cover it a bit more with, you know, later on the channel. So here's an interesting one. Deadly Games, Dial Code Santa Claus. This is the Vinegar Syndrome release, the 4K release. Very nice edition. Look at that. You've got a fantastic slip on there. Don't know if it comes with a slip still, but you can pick the film up, I think, or you could probably even buy it pre-owned with the slip. I didn't buy it brand new. I bought it in mint condition pre-owned at a very good price a couple of years ago. And I watched it then too, a couple of Christmases back. It's basically been called before, so this isn't like a statement that I've created. It's been called the sort of like violent adult version of Home Alone, horror version of Home Alone. That describes it perfectly. This guy, starts terrorising this kid who lives in a big house that's almost likened to a castle. You can see it there. He's got like a weird chamber where he has all his toys. You can see it there. It's really fantastic and really like magical. Look, it's like a castle. His mum's a businesswoman, like an exec of a company. She's working late. Kid's left with his dog and the granddad in the big castle house. And Santa Claus comes along trying to kidnap him basically, or kill him, and he sets up a lot of violent traps and tries to fight back, and it's really good. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it again. Actually, I perhaps should have got this on for a rewatch before I spoken about it on this video. That's all I've got to say about it, really. It's just a brilliant sort of like cat and mouse film. Yeah, really enjoyed Dial Code Santa Claus Deadly Games. And finally, one that was released last year from Vinegar Syndrome, so it's another VS release. It's Don't Open Till Christmas. It's a British one, I think. Yeah, it's a British film. It's a bit sleazy, violent. Can't remember much about it, really. About this guy going around killing women and stuff, random people, and they've got to figure out who it is. I can't really remember it, to be fair, but I know it was quite good. And I'm going to watch it this year, so I thought I'd include it in the 12 Terrors of Christmas, because to be fair, I have a lot of Christmas horror films on digital, so I might do a video, you know, like a screen record showing my digital collection, because I have like Santa's Sleigh on there in digital and a load of random ones. Is it The Leech that Arrow released last year? I didn't pick up the physical. I got the digital because it was really cheap at like £2 digital, like, so I downloaded that. That's quite a good movie. I thought that was released last year. Don't Open Till Christmas though, pretty sleazy, like Christmassy sort of slasher violent film. Yeah, it's pretty good. I quite enjoyed it from what I can remember. I will rewatch this again this year. There's a look at the killer with his mask, and as far as I can see from what I pulled out, I'm sure I pulled out 12. We'll count them. So there's 4, and we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I did get 12. That's the 12 Terrors of Christmas. There's some recommendations. It's not a ranking video, it's purely for fun and entertainment. It's just some Christmas horror themed recommendations. So have a good one. Thanks for watching. Bye. So just a quick add-on, a quick extra with the 12 Terrors of Christmas. There was one I wanted to include over perhaps even the 2010 Silent Night film, and that is P2. I forgot to pull it out, but it's a brilliant film. I watched it on Shudder a number of years ago. This is the Turbine Media Blu Ray, German edition with English audio. Fantastic thriller about a young woman on Christmas Eve trapped in a parking lot with a crazy security guard played by Wes Bentley. And yeah, he's quite unhinged. So check out P2. There's a number 13 in the Terrors of Christmas. So it's not really the 12 Terrors of Christmas, it's a 13. Unlucky number. Still, check P2 out if you haven't, because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good one. That's the end of the video now, for certain. Bye.